Hey guys! I wanted to make a video on my current favorite wellness habits, but not kind of things like what I do aesthetically or like materialistically, and I can totally do a video like that, but I noticed that the general flow of this video and my habits were more centered around like things that I do every day that like someone might not really notice just like looking at my routine, that set up the foundation for my life and like what sets me up for success so that I can perform successfully day to day. You know, like the stuff that like gets my body and my mind right. I wanted to more get into like my habits that set me up for success, because they really do set me up for like the best cognitive function and getting the best sleep. I feel like you can't stay on top of your stuff if your body isn't right, because then you're not like it's like you're not gonna have the energy and like the physical energy and the mental energy to do the stuff that you need to do if you're not fueling yourself properly in the ways that matter. So that's kind of more the focus of this video. Hopefully some of it sticks with you, some of it aligns with you, and maybe something that you would want to like add into your routine. But please take everything that I say with a grain of salt, because while this works for me, it might not work for you. And even though, yes, it is scientifically proven, that still does not mean that it is going to work for each and every person. I feel like a big misconception with stuff for like science is that like, oh, if it's proven then it works for every single person, and it's like, no, it works for a percentage of people, and for other people it's different based on like our experiences and our nurture versus nature. So definitely just take everything with a grain of salt. Maybe you'll take like one habit that you see here in this video and you're like, okay, like I want to start implementing this because I think this will actually really help me. Just don't get overwhelmed. I feel like whenever I personally am like watching videos about like wellness, I usually feel like it's like instead of binging, I don't know, TikTok content, I kind of will binge YouTube content, and then I watch like all these super inspiring videos, but then afterwards I'm like paralyzed because I'm like literally like, what do I do? What do I do? Like, what do I start with? Where do I even start now? You know what I mean? Like it feels like there's so much to fix, and it's like, no, there's not. You're fine. Like you're good. Chill out. You know, so then like I'll just be like, okay, let me pick one thing, start there. Also, before we get into the video, I want to note that a big part of the way that I implement a new habit is, so I read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. I mentioned it in my last video too. But pretty much you have to make a habit exist first before you can make it good. A lot of these habits I just needed to make exist first, and then I've started to make them good as I go. Like even right now, I would say that some of those habits just exist and I'm still in the process of making them good and making them like really fit with who I am and how my day-to-day looks. Because like if we start off trying to achieve the highest possible vision of this habit, like you're ultimately going to fail unless you just have like a ton of inner drive that comes out of nowhere. Because personally, it's really hard for me to start something and like do it in the way that I'm envisioning in my head right away. Like it's like I kind of literally just need to make it exist in my life first. So like what's one of my habits? Oh, my meditation habit. This is something that I noted in my other video. So if you want to watch my make a vision board with me, watch that, because that also ties in some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about in this video. But like with meditation, I've been meditating for a long time, but it wasn't something that I was doing like every single day and I could count on it every single day. It was more like I would do it like a few times a week, which is still good, but I wanted to be able to do it every day. And I kind of had it in my head, I'm like, oh, I have to meditate for 30 minutes every single time I meditate. And it's like, girl, no, just sit down, literally set a timer for 5 minutes. 5 minutes is good enough. 5 minutes is all you need. And all it's doing is creating the habit. And then once it's a thing that I automatically know that I'm going to do that day, then I can make it good and then I can set it for longer. Because you know what I mean? It's like kind of like trying to find the Goldilocks. It's like never do it, but don't overextend yourself. Just kind of find somewhere in the middle where it makes sense for you right now. You know, have compassion, have grace. You're doing great. Just the fact that you clicked on this video shows that you're someone who wants to have some self-cultivation and progression and growth, and I'm fucking proud of you for wanting that in your life, and I believe that you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it, because I used to be a person who had all these dreams and goals, but I never knew how to apply them, and now I am a person who knows how to apply them, and I'm very confident that whatever I want, I can achieve, because I just have to take the steps necessary to get there. So you definitely can too, babe. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. Sit tight and relax, and know that whatever you're about to hear is proven by a scientific journal article. Mind you, I only read about 1 to 2 articles per habit, and you know, you're supposed to kind of read multiple journal articles about something to really gather all the information about it. So like I said, take it with a grain of salt, do your own research, but this is just what I have here today, and I hope you enjoy. Not going on my phone in the morning is one of my habits that I stick to regularly. This doesn't mean that I don't like check if I have any important texts or something, but usually I'll just pull down my notification thing, and if there's anything that I need to respond to right in that moment, like low-key an emergency, or if my boyfriend texted me good morning, then I will do that. But other than that, I do not go on my phone. I leave it like usually somewhere, and I don't touch it for at least an hour while I'm like doing my morning routine, so that I can do my morning routine and kind of do it just like on automatic. I'm not wasting time going on my phone. Fielding University says that if we check or go on our phones before we get out of bed, it can drain our mental energy and leave us unprepared for the day. Also, with scrolling, you can't guarantee that you're not going to consume negative content. Starting the day with negative content is shown to decrease our mood, creativity, productivity, and confidence. If we start off our day with no phone, then we are ready to start the day with front-loading positive emotions, which can translate into increased resilience, productivity, willingness to try new things, and being more open to experiences. It's early, you don't want to move, you're thinking about all the things that you need to do for the day, so to avoid it, you hit snooze. Now you've overslept, now you're running late, and now you're rushing to get all the things that you need to get done before you can leave the house. If this sounds familiar, then I bet you could agree that mornings are hard. But mornings don't definitely need to be hard. They can be made easy. The key to an easier morning is keeping your first hour of wakefulness really consistent. You have a routine, you follow it, you can be on automatic. You get up, you brush your teeth, you wash your face, you drink some water, you change, you tidy, you eat breakfast. All of those things, you know when you're going to do them, how they're going to get done, and you don't need to make a bunch of decisions in the morning. The more decisions you have to make, the more energy you're going to use. So you can avoid decision fatigue by having a set morning routine. The morning routine will increase your energy, your productivity, and your positivity first thing in the morning. It also generates momentum, bringing you to your peak time for cognitive work, which is late morning after your routine. If you want to read more about this, then you can look at nationalallianceofmentalhealth.org. Daily movement is one of my favorite habits that makes me feel good every single day. When I say daily movement, that doesn't mean that I weightlift 7 days a week. I probably weightlift like 3 to 4 days a week, and then my other days I can just be more intentional about walking more, taking stairs, maybe doing some stretching or some yoga. Neuroscientist Wendy Suzuki says that if you move for 30 minutes 3 to 4 times a week, that is enough to give your mind and your body the incredible benefits that daily movement gives you. The Mayo Clinic says exercise controls weight, exercise combats health conditions and disease, improves mood, boosts energy by improving your heart and lungs, and gives you more energy to tackle daily things. It promotes better sleep as it helps you fall asleep faster and deepens your sleep. It puts the spark back into your sex life, and it can be fun and social. CDC.org says it will also put more money in your wallet. $117 billion is how much money our country spends each year in healthcare costs associated with low levels of physical activity. You'll have a longer life, you'll have better grades in school as it can improve attention and some measures of academic performance. Anything that's going to get your heart rate up 3 to 4 times a week will instantly have these benefits on your brain that nothing else can do for your brain like exercise can. The University of Michigan OBGYN Care says that cycle syncing can improve your mood, it can reduce your PMS symptoms, it can give you less anxiety, boost your fertility, improve your sleep quality, support your immune system, and your overall well-being. By aligning your lifestyle with your menstrual cycle, you see so many benefits as a woman because you are aligning your life with the way that your body intuitively needs to work. So sleeping more on the times where your body needs to sleep more, eating things with nutrients that'll support your body and your hormones during a certain phase. Sometimes your body needs more calories in a certain phase. Exercising in a way that makes sense for your body during a certain phase. All of those things really help a woman live a more aligned and intuitive life in her body. Allowing myself to be bored regularly is one of the best things that I've ever done for myself. I used to be a person where I never really let myself be bored. If I was sitting in a waiting room, I was destined to go on my phone. If I had a moment of silence, it was filled with music or a podcast or a video or a TV show. I couldn't eat without watching anything. And if I was a passenger in a car ride, you best believe I was sitting on my phone and I wasn't just staring out of the window. Harvard says that you need to be bored. You will have less meaning in your life and you will be more depressed if you never let yourself be bored. Boredom is a tendency for us to not be occupied, otherwise cognitively. So if we're not occupied cognitively, then our thinking system turns over to a system in the brain called the default mode network, which is a system of parts in the brain that have to do with not being task focused. It's a lot of our internal dialogue. It's a time for our brain to do things like emotional processing, memory consolidation. This is questions like things that you're uncomfortable with, the meaning of your life. And you often go to uncomfortable existential questions when you are bored. Harvard says the reason that there is an explosion of depression is because we never allow ourselves to be bored, hence we never get to sit and really sit with our thoughts and ask ourselves these questions and give us a meaning in our lives. So Harvard says that when your brain is focused on an intense activity, it exerts a lot of energy. When you finish the activity, it returns to a default state. This is normal and the way that brains restore. When people are in these states, many important things are happening in the brain. It's consolidating memories and reflecting on lessons learned. People spend time thinking about themselves and others. They reminisce about the past and daydream about the future. The resting state can also be a creative time, and it can lead to finding creative solutions to problems that are bothering people. For example, many people claim to come up with great solutions to problems they are grappling with while in the shower. This is because their mind is free to wander while their body is engaged in a mindless task and captive to the task. I really hope that if you guys get anything out of this video, it's be bored more, especially in this age of technology where we are constantly surrounded by stimulating things and we have something in our pocket that can constantly keep us engaged. We need to allow ourselves to be bored and want to be bored because it is so good for us and our brains to just sit there and process and think and be with our thoughts. And I understand that it's uncomfortable, but you can never grow being comfortable. UC Davis says meditation can cause reduced stress and stress-related conditions like irritable bowel syndrome and PTSD. Meditation can help with improved memory. Better focused through regular meditation can increase memory and mental clarity. It'll help increase your attention. Meditation helps with attention span, allowing you to stay focused longer. Meditation can give you better sleep as it helps you reduce your time to fall asleep and will give you a better and deeper quality of sleep. Getting up on my first alarm is one of my favorite habits as I definitely see the way that it impacts my morning and the rest of the day. Mass General did a study that shows that the hour right before you wake is one of the most critical hours of sleep as it is associated with deep sleep and REM sleep. So setting an alarm or 4 alarms or snoozing your alarms is disrupting that really critical last hour of sleep and will overall just make you more tired and fatigued in the morning and will set up the rest of your day for failure versus committing to one alarm, setting that alarm for the latest time possible, and then committing to getting up on that one alarm. So I set my phone across the room, like I charge it and plug it in across the room before I go to bed, and I set one alarm at the latest time possible. So it's like if I want to get up at 6:30, I'm getting up at 6:30. I'm not setting an alarm for 6 and then 6:15 and then 6:30 so that I can like fall back asleep. I get up on that first alarm, and once I get up and I'm awake, I actually just feel awake versus snoozing it and then being groggy and then snoozing it again, and then I wake up and I'm like, what is even going on? So if you're someone who snoozes your alarm 500 times before you get up, try just having one alarm as at the latest time possible, because you will get that really deep quality sleep right before you wake up, which is gonna allow you to wake up feeling super energized and ready to go for the day.